Here we go, finishing touches on my dress. I just watched Northanger Abbey again, so I'm really in the spirit. I really prefer Northanger Abbey to most of Jane Austen's other works, mainly because the tone is so light, yet the satire is so sharp. And also it's more of a parody than a novel that is trying to take itself seriously, so I'm just more for parodies for some reason. So, to my dress. I did the neckline, and then when I tried it on, I found that I hadn't done it in the best possible way, but I didn't know how to fix it. See, the thing is, I just wrapped the corner in twice and then made a seam. And you can't see anything again. I just folded it twice and then I made a seam. So I have kind of a tunnel here. And then I tried it on to see if it works. And this entire area was kind of sticking out. It was bending towards the outside. I didn't want to do a drawstring neckline. But what I did now was I took some of the yarn or thread that I used to sew this entire thing, and then I took one of my embroidery needles because they're not as pointy, and then with this I inserted the thread into this little tunnel that I had, and I pushed it all the way through to the other end, and now there's a little string going through this entire neckline area. And it's still sticking out here, so I can adjust it at the end when I've attached the sleeves and done the buttonholes and everything, so it's not going to stick out in any weird kind of way. I really didn't know what else to do, so I had to be a bit creative. I thought drawstring neckline wouldn't be appropriate for a ball gown, but I'm just going to go with this now because it's going to look better in the end, and that's what matters, isn't it? While we're at this subject, I attached the buttons in the back, and it's weird because I think Mother of Pearl was available for buttons back then. The thing is just nobody seems to use buttons like that for Regency dresses, and I just decided to be kind of stubborn. I'm going to go with these because I really like them. They're shiny and nice and so pretty. So I attached those, and I used 5, even though Lizzie's ball gown had only 4, at least from what I could tell. But it's not going to be a precise remake of that dress. I mean, I picked different fabric and my shape is somewhat different than Jennifer Ely, so it's not going to be a reproduction. So I guess it's okay. I just like to be a bit individual sometimes. So now another problem that I have is that I don't know this overlapping part here, which is kind of the belt of the dress, if you want to call it like that. It's supposed to overlap here, and at first I thought I could make a button here and a buttonhole here, but then this part turned out to be rather thick and stiff, and you can't really make a buttonhole out of this. So my idea now was to use hooks and eyes for this. The thing is, I can't find any reference whether that was an option back in the Regency era. I really tried to find it out. There are references that the technique, like using hooks and eyes, was used way before the Regency era started, but I just couldn't find any reference that it was used in Regency dresses. Then the thing is, I don't know what else to do, and I need to close it somehow, and I guess nobody's going to see because it's going to be hidden. So I'm kind of cheating a bit. So next thing I'm going to show you is me using this cute little thingy for the first time, doing the buttonholes. And I think I'm going to make a drawing to explain you how to make buttonholes, because again, my camera doesn't really focus anymore, so even if I tried, I couldn't show you what I'm doing, and it's going to be a very, very fine work, and it's important that you see everything. So yeah, that's what it's going to be. Next thing up will be sleeves. This has been taking a while, which I am sorry for, but I don't get paid for doing this. So I need to have jobs, and I'm busy with university, and I was busy up to this point with term papers, and now I finally have the time to do a video, which actually I have to admit, sewing doesn't take all that long. Just recording the process and making videos, finding the time to make videos, finding a time where my computer feels up to recording, or when the lighting is good, when I have the time, when there's not a whole lot of noise going on. It's kind of difficult. And I have to admit one thing, I messed up big time. As I said, I wanted to do the buttonholes, which I did, and now I have to open them up again, because as you can see, those are more slits, and when I button them, the fabric is kind of sticking out because they are slits, but I attached the buttons in a way that would require a more rounded shape of a buttonhole, so I have to cut these open again, make them a bit more round, and then do another seam. Which, by the way, I'm going to put a link to how to make buttonholes in the description thingy, because people have already done it, and I think they've done it better than I could explain it. So yeah. And then, because I didn't know how much thread I would have left, because I've decided to be really economic and not to use more than one of these thread roll thingies for this one dress, I decided to do the sleeves first. As you can see, I've already attached the fabric on this side, and I've already made the sleeve on this side. Now there's a problem. I've already cut a good deal here off to make that sleeve, and then I tried it on, and I can show this to you. It is way too big. I can't make it all that much smaller because I still want to be able to raise my arm. That makes things a bit difficult. Now I thought I could do a drawstring or something, some kind of opening, if here on top or down here, I don't know, but the thing is I couldn't find any pictures. I couldn't find any resolution to my problem that would be era appropriate, because this is just way too big. It looks really silly, and right now I'm wearing a pullover, so without pullover it looks even more silly. So I thought about finding a way to close it and adjust it when I'm wearing the dress. So I think a drawstring would be good, or some kind of closure. The thing is I couldn't find any pictures or any examples that would fit. So I don't want to cut this all open again just doing something. I really want to know what I'm doing first, so I will have to do more research, and I'm asking for your help, whoever's viewing this. If you have any idea, if you have any suggestion of what I could do, that would be really nice if you would let me know, because before I don't know what I'm going to do, I just can't finish this dress. I don't want to just start sewing without thinking first, so really need a resolution. Anyway, that would be really nice. Thanks. Almost forgot, I still have a quote. By the way, kids, don't drink too much coffee, it makes you nervous. I just messed up 3 takes in a row. So This is from Northanger Abbey. It's Isabella speaking, and she's changing subjects rather rapidly, so I'm going to read the entire passage. First of all, she's talking about Mr. Tilney that she hasn't met yet, and she's saying, "Oh, horrid! Am I never to be acquainted with him? How do you like my gown? I think it does not look amiss. The sleeves were entirely my own thought. Do you know, I get so immoderately sick of Bath. Your brother and I were agreeing this morning that, though it is vastly well to be here for a few weeks, we would not live here for millions." So she can't really stick with the subject. By the way, did you know that talking about clothes in public was considered very, very vulgar in these times? And her sleeves being her own thought. Back then, when you would go to a dressmaker, you wouldn't just be handed a dress and buy it. You would say what you would like to have, and then the dressmaker would do it. So even when you were not doing the dress yourself, you would probably have to spend a whole lot of time with the person making it and making decisions about how the sleeves should look. So I guess that was a really stressful subject. Anyway, that's it.